GRYSKLL.
So T, no producing at all?
Man, not past that remix I did for summertime.
Really?
I just haven't had time to get into it. It takes time.
But it is okay. It's just the time. It's not like it's not there. That bug not there. You do want. I mean, you got the ear for it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to dabble with shit. It's just the time. It's just time. That's all it is. It's just time. I even then got myself prepared because I always wanted a standalone sampler, and I was like, man, I can fuck with the software because it's here, and I just still can't sit down and do it.
Yeah. okay, but you working toward it. You got the ear, brother.
Yeah.
I got the ear, sure, man.
Yes. Because I don't know if anybody heard of legendized podcast.
Nah, not familiar with that.
That's good. See, that's gonna be mine. See, what you got replay value. I see you over there, Shy, you and Zoe. Y'all got y'all. I'm sure she got something cooking. I'm like, man, a buttercloud was cool. I'm coming with the podcast bully, but I mean, all I do is listen to podcasts. But this one in particular is Marley Marl. It's Marley and another dude that came up with him. And the first episode, MC Shan. It's only like 10 episodes. They're still early enough to get in. I mean, by the 7th episode is Big Daddy Kane and Clark Kent and him. The Clark Kent one was they were going back and forth about producing and DJing, and man, that was just so good. And I couldn't help but to think about T-Bed, and he was saying like, if these are the DJs that should be producers as well, and man, you hit all of those categories, extensive collection, no different music. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I know T. So that's what you got. I'm gonna send you that one. That's a really good one to listen to, man. So, but yeah,
I found it.
Okay, right, pretty nice. Check that out. I think it's like the second episode, Clark Kent. But man, that's really good. MC Shan is good too. If y'all into that, boy, Shan is a fool.
And Shan is a wild boy, yo. Shan is a wild dude, yo.
Yes, he is.
He has no filter.
Right. It's not even backstory. This is like the story before. What they say, this is a story before the backstory. You know what I'm saying? Before.
Oh yeah. Shan, Clark Kent, Naughty by Nature, Search. Naughty. 45 King, Craig
45 King is great.
45 King sound like it'd be dope.
Very dope. I didn't already, man.
I'm actually interested in hearing what they got to say about Search. I really want to know how he got so heavily plugged and how he got where he got, man.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
You know, Search got a damn what's that shit they do, man? Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Search be on Clubhouse talking about stuff. I ain't never got into that, so I don't know nothing about it.
He got his hands in a lot of things, and he has had his hands in a lot of things since Third Base. And I'm just like, how did this dude politic all this shit? Where did it start all that? So I'm interested in hearing his joint just for that reason.
Check it out. Money earning, Mount Vernon. That's all I'm gonna say, man. It's a great story. A lot of these guys are great stories. It's just so happened, like kind of like us. You know what I'm saying? So very nice, good one, very good. It's another one you can check. Well, I ain't gonna give y'all the show, but it's another.
No, that's dope. That's a good piece. I mean, if you got more to add, go ahead, bro.
Speaking of shows, Bear, your mixed cloud been getting me and my wife been getting our life to that shit. Those house mixes especially.
Yes.
But yeah, we've been listening to all that shit. So,
right. I was listening to before the show started. That's why exactly on YouTube. I think I was listening on YouTube.
One of the house mixes?
Yeah. His latest mix on YouTube.
The house joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not one for signing up for new services and shit, but I was like, fuck it, he got a lot of shit on here. Let me go ahead and sign up. And we just spent the night just in here jamming out.
That's what's up.
Yo, Bear, your idea about putting the house mix on the GRYSKLL channel. Do you want to do a version and just chop off that last 4 minutes?
I mean, hell, you could take that one. Like I said, that one, man, I ain't even try to remember what the hell I used. I came downstairs and I just kept going through folders until I had enough. and then I was gonna turn around and record it for real, and I didn't get a chance to, because it was late. We had to do something. Rah. So the way I do it, she might know what I'm talking about, because I'm pretty sure Serato is similar. I can go in my history and see what I played, just highlight everything and drag it over into a prep folder. So it'll be there when I come back, everything I use.
I never even thought about doing that, yo. I swear on, like sitting here now, I'm like, that's fucking brilliant. I'll just show you how dumb I am. I go to the history and then I just drag everything back in from the other folders. That's brilliant, yo.
Yeah. I just highlight everything, put it in the prep folder, and then when I go back, turn it back on a day later or whatever, it's all there.
That's brilliant. I did a wedding and dude was like, yo, I want you to record it and then send me the file. I was like, bet. Man, we started rocking, wedding in, and I was like, yo, I didn't record this shit. So I had to go back and redo the whole joint the following day. I'm trying to remember joints. I'm looking at history, man. Brilliant, yo. Brilliant. Yeah. I told you, man, you just make it so simple, yo. You make it so simple.
I've been that damn tractor. I told you that tractor's a beast, man. It's a damn shame people don't like using it. It's a beast. You know, everybody on Serato. That's just like
everybody's moving to Record Box now, man. Like Record Box, the Pioneer joint.
Yeah, that's only because Pioneer is. That's their propriety, whatever.
Yeah, but that's knocking Serato out the box. Yes, but
he is.
But yeah, anyway, yeah, like I said, I did that joint when I came back, because I did it Friday when I came home from work. And like you said, it's just like how Kareem be talking about. I felt like rhyming, so I was like, I felt like spinning some house. Let's go. You know, hit record and just go.
Wow.
And then everything that I put in there, I didn't use. Some stuff I didn't use. So it was just like, man, just run with it. And I do them joint. I did that one like that on purpose. I did it so you know I come from Chicago, the shit that I play.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I told my wife, I was like, I can listen to this and tell he's from Chicago if I didn't know him.
Yeah,
like that shit was obvious as hell.
I was gonna ask y'all, did y'all was y'all listening in the house in like in the early days and stuff, like in the 90s?
No, yeah. I wasn't a big house head, but it was like North Jersey is real big in the house. So if you went to like a club in North Jersey, it's my partner James, my cousin really, but he was a big house head. So like I would go hang out with him. But even around the way in like the late 80s, like Cash was having house parties, we would DJ. You know, we would rock house music in those. So I was familiar. I don't know that I'd go as far as to say I was a fan, but I got a decent house.
If you was a fan, we didn't know by your clothes, man. You know what I'm saying? You was a fan. You didn't gotta tell us you a fan. We gonna see them Capri teeth, them shite. You know what I'm saying? The loud colors. Your box gonna be like leveled and shit.
Yeah,
man.
Well, I did dress like that then, but I wasn't a house music. I was a De La Soul fan, so it was for a totally different reason. But I probably wasn't even loud colors. I just wore a bunch of shit that didn't make any sense together.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
I always respected it. I always learned a lot from house when I listened to it. I studied that shit when I hear it. So I love that shit. But man, our area, me and Q, we're in the same state, but we're in different parts. So they're more likely to listen to hip hop and house when they were coming up. And where I'm from, you're more likely to listen to go-go and not like hip hop at all.
Wow. Okay.
DC you are, everybody wants go-go or go-go.
So where's the Baltimore club section at? Like, where is that at?
That's closer to the house side of things because it has a lot of house elements in it.
Right.
But also hip hop elements in it as well.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I mean, Baltimore is Baltimore. Baltimore creates its own thing. That's just what Baltimore does. And so for me, my dad was from Baltimore. my mother from Virginia, Northern Virginia, so she had the go-go side.
Yeah, the go.
Whereas,
okay.
So I had a little bit of both worlds. So I was just kind of floating around, like just loving all that shit.
Yeah, because Baltimore club, Baltimore club is a lot like house to me. I can deal with it in like 20 to 30-minute intervals. Like I did a party one night, and then one of the security guards there was a lady from Baltimore. She's like, "Yo, can you make me a Baltimore club mix?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." As I'm walking out the door, like, I ain't never gonna hear from this chick again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then she found me on Facebook, like, "Hey, da 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 da." I'm like, "Oh, all right, you make that?" I'm like, and I mean, it came out all right, you know what I'm saying? But by the end of that joint, I was rushing through them shit, like,
So, but I was watching Beverly Hills Cop, and toward the end, I don't know if y'all remember when he told the guy to put his hands in the air and say, "Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo."
Mm-hmm.
That song, that's a house song that he's referring to. Or
everything is a house song.
I can't. Was it? Do you know that, T? Or was that like a?
I don't remember that one. I remember the scene you talking about. I'm trying to think about what the hell.
Yeah, he's like, say yo, baby, yo. Yo, baby, yo. I think that song it might be a house song. I think. I don't know.
I think I remember hearing something like that. I think I remember hearing something like that too.
It was a big song. It like went, it blew up and shit. But I don't know. That's a little something.
Yo, your original thing, Damon, about Bear producing.
Yeah,
that's a point about DJs producing, because Sick, he didn't really do a lot of production, and he didn't have anybody that was just like, "Yo, let me just come hit the buttons for you and you just do your thing." That whole Sick and Black thing came because I was like, I'm tired of hearing Sick talk about making beats and I ain't heard none yet. Just come on over and I'll since you're not used to equipment, I'll do the equipment stuff. You just tell me what you want to do. And that shit came out, the Sick and Black shit came out lovely. So it'd be dope to, if you're not into pushing buttons, if we get in the same room, figure out some way to just kind of take ideas and concepts you have in your head and put them together, and then maybe we'll figure some of that out on these sessions. So even if you're not planning on these sessions, I think you still got value that we do our.
Yeah, man, I'll figure it out regardless, because even if I can't press the button and make it do it, I'll cut and paste.
Man, I don't think there's any wrong way to produce, bro.
Yeah, like I said, that's how I started anyway. I started making my own instrumentals out of other people's stuff just by cutting and pasting in that old that first DAW I had, SoundForge.
Do y'all know who produced Informer?
Yeah, MC Shan.
Yeah, MC Shan produced it. Because he was saying he did the same thing. He got tired of waiting for Marley, and then he learned something and did this and that, the other. He's like, man, that was like one of the first things he did that he got out. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. He's like, man, it's not like he doesn't label himself as a producer, but he actually did it for like a little. And you never know. I think you got that glare.
I wonder if that's. I can't remember if it was Shan. Any of y'all heard the story about Rakim when he first went to Marley's house and how Marley wasn't really feeling him at first?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Who was it that he said that it was the one that was feeling him so that Marley had to kind of pay attention? Was it Shan?
And they were telling him to stand up or something like that.
Yeah, I remember the story.
Yeah. I think it was Shan. It was Shan.
Yeah. So Shan. That story told me that Shan got a much deeper story than what we know. But Shan gave the green light on that, and Shan was the whole reason. I mean, Shan is one of the big reasons why BDP is the shit, or why KRS-One is the thing today.
Wow. That's a good point. That's a very good point. I ain't thinking about
that. If that whole shit hadn't happened, who knows what would have happened with BDP if they would have made that breakthrough.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, and the irony of us and Master Ace being so circulated. I mean, the irony of hearing Shan's perspective on Ace, it was just like, wow.
Really?
I mean, yes. Check it out.
We gotta wait to hear it. Or you gonna tell? We gotta wait to hear.
Oh no! I mean, this his perspective on it was like, man. I don't know if he call him a cornball or corny or anything like that, but his interpretation is like he took something from nothing. He gives them props for taking something and making it out of nothing, but he kind of hinted toward his career being made off of that one verse versus like Master Ace adding on to that collection. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he gives him that validation of being just as good as he is. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really. He really he don't really like take a direct cut at him, but he like, man, you know, just kind of sidebar, like, man, that dude ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Shit.
Wow. Yeah. Setting up to kick Master Ace ass next week. He said something like that.
No. It's kind of like Master Ace did that to. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like he played that role. So
really,
yeah.
Boy, the symphony. I remember hearing that Kane wasn't fucking with Ace either. I remember him saying in what interview, he's like, "Yo, glasses. I ain't rocking with glasses because Ace came in with glasses on or something like that." I remember that quote specifically, man.
Right. And then he said he heard his lyrics and he was like, "Okay, glasses." Kane really good too, but it was just the whole. And then he mentioned Master Ace today too. I'm like, wow. It's incredible that
video.
Yes, it's incredible how much he built up, not off of the symphony round. Of course, he has more classics, but it almost as if it is from that symphony.
It is. It is, like, especially when you understand how he got on symphony to begin with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he did parlay symphony into arguably the most successful career out of all of them dudes.
That's right. I give him kudos for it.
I'm glad you said it, man. I didn't want to lead the question, but I was going to ask who we thought was the most successful out of the Juice Crew in the end.
I mean, is there any debate?
Huh?
Still doesn't. Not in my mind.
Ace for me. I say Ace, but I'm curious if my opinion is not always the popular opinion.
Who's the most successful?
Yeah. See, here we go.
From a longevity perspective, from who has done more as a career from the folks on Symphony, I don't know who you could argue.
I thought you were going to say somebody that I'm not going to name because
I'm going to say he has the best verse on Symphony. You'll never talk me out of that. But from a career perspective, I don't think
we'll take it. Ace. We'll take it.
Yep. Is Marley included in there or what? He's not.
Okay, that'd have to be a whole different question. That's a cheap versus a producer. Yeah.
Okay.
The most successful.
But still, I guess we could argue that Marley's still doing stuff behind the scenes, maybe not to the same level that he was 30 years ago. Ace is as popular, if not more popular, than he was 30 years ago. Ace stays on tour.
I really don't know.
Trust me, Ace stays on tour, bro. Ace stays on tour.
But that's what Ace wanted to do. Kane was in the movie. Was Ace in the movie?
He's got what you call it, like a cult following.
Kane has a cult
every time
following.
Ace drops something,
that's what I'm saying. That's success.
People that always get his shit. I don't think Kane got a cult following. I don't think that we're not gonna name. So
you're right. Wait, Cool G ain't gonna get named like.
But Cool G got respect from everybody, right? But I don't know if he has a cult following anymore for his albums. Like every time I talk to people, everybody loves Cool G rap, but I don't hear anybody say, "Oh yeah," and I know every one of Cool G rap's albums, or I listen to every one of Cool G rap's albums. So at Master Ace, usually everybody who fucks with Master Ace has heard every one of his albums and has something
Master
to say
Ace.
like every one of his albums.
He gets heavy props. He does.
He does. I wouldn't feel that.
Now, if you ask me who's my favorite, I'm going to say Kane.
Why?
And that's mostly because not only if he pops up on somebody's song today, he's going to body that shit. And on stage, his shows are fucking amazing to this day.
Yes.
Like this dude can drop the mic and pick that shit up and make it part of his show. You know what I'm saying? Like he be doing shit on purpose that you're like, yo, I would have never thought to do that. That was some brilliant shit right there. Like Kane is still like, he's up there, but he's not dropping projects like Ace has been consistently forever.
And let's be honest, the last project or two that he did drop, even at the height of his Kane-ness, were
right.
I think I felt like I got myself in trouble on our first episode, so I'm being real careful and treading lightly with what I say about Kane's albums now. That was a little out of line, I think. The beats didn't resonate as much with me on.
So doesn't Kane get credit for Biz Mark? The Vapors?
Yeah.
He gets credit for that too, right?
He wrote Vapors.
Okay.
Definitely does.
But Kane's run and I almost hate to say this because now I'm starting to sound like something I would argue normally, and this is why I agree with what Q said. As far as who my favorite may be, I would probably go with Kane. The Kane and KRS thing kind of just proved it again. When they got into their little battle, as nasty as KRS-One is, I don't remember shit he said in that battle. I can say for a fact, as far as that shit with you and Shan, I stayed out of it. You welcome.
You said KRS is nasty.
I think KRS-One is I think KRS-One is KRS is still in my top 5.
Q look like he loaded.
I think his beat selection for the past 2 decades easily has been subpar. But put a mic in KRS-One's hands, I'm not betting against KRS at all. Now in this last project, the beat selection again was iffy at best. And I will even go as far to say, even lyrically on a couple of joints, I was like, all right, maybe it's starting to show your age. But I'm still not betting against him. Kane, I wouldn't bet against either. G-Rap, as great as I think G-Rap was, I think he hasn't been able to get out of 87 to 93, 94 G-Rap. I think he's stuck there. Right or wrong, I haven't listened to any of his new stuff. I'm not even going to act like it. And I know he just released something last week. I said I was going to peep. So I will admit that I'm coming from a place of, I want to remember G-Rap as I remember him. I don't want to remember that early 2000s joint that I was like, nah, this ain't who I remember.
What I'll say about G-Rap, like, especially, like, I stopped checking for him for a while. But then because 38 Special, I really rock with 38 Special a lot. Like, sometimes I just need that drug thug gun rap. You know what I'm saying? And 38 Special is like one of the best to do it, to me. And so when he did the Son of G-Rap album, and G-Rap, like him and man, that shit had me like, G-Rap still fucking got it.
Yes.
Like I was watching my car one day, listening to that shit, and I was out, that bitch just like, damn, I'm about to go rob the neighbors real quick. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not sleeping on G-Rap at all. Like I said, 86 to 93 G-Rap, I would put up against anybody from that era, and I'm probably going to ride with G-Rap. But you know, Kane, I think Kane is still visually recognizable. His voice is still recognizable. All of his songs from that point in time still got excellent replay value. Like he made classic after classic after classic. The big joints, not the last couple that we're not going to talk about. But so again, I would say Kane is my favorite out of that squad as well. But I think Master Ace has the better career.
I don't know.
I think
I don't agree with that at all. Nah, not at all.
That's dope.
Once I saw Master Ace on that Grind Mode Cypher, I'm like, come on, bro. Enough is enough. You ever seen Grind Mode Cyphers on YouTube?
I haven't seen that. And I'm not going to check for it because you're not going to diminish my similar to Fast and Furious.
It's not anything he said. It's the fact that Grind Mode, they go city to city and they pick out MCs from that city, and then they all come together and do like a cypher at the end, and to kind of introduce everybody. Been going for like 6-7 years now. You know what I'm saying? My boy did it when they was in Chicago. So when I saw Master Ace pop up on there, it was definitely the biggest star they ever had on there. But it's almost as if you don't have to do that, because like y'all haven't heard of Grind Mode Cypher, but that's what Ace is willing to do to stay, in it. But he doesn't have any classic album song, a classic song like he does have classic song. I give him that. But like Kool G Rap and Nas, like that song is like a Dusty or something like that. It's a classic. Kane, you know what I'm saying? He has classic songs. I really don't see Ace having that big of an impactful song.
I still know Me in the Biz.
I see what Demar's saying. Ace never had a commercial hit.
He doesn't.
A commercial hit, right?
He doesn't have
He has lyrics forever. I mean, he can rap, definitely. He stays on point. He definitely the top notch whenever he's on a mic. But so, I mean, is that success?
Nobody else has more solid projects than him.
I don't see commercial success being relevant in the conversation, honestly, when it comes to
that's why I said
longevity is
success.
Like I think commercial success might even be the wrong choice of words, right?
Culture
I think what
success.
it really is Kane has Raw. Kane has No Half Stepping. Kane has Lean on Me.
Come on,
Kane has so Kane has those songs that we assume everybody recognizes. I would say Jeep Ass Nigga is one for Ace. I would say Me and the Biz is one for Ace. But I would agree Ace
my mom is not going to
Hear me out. I would agree that Ace's fan base, especially from that period of time, was not as broad as Kane. Kane was knocking Madonna down, bro. Kane actually started the. I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying I don't think I would say Kane was a commercial success. I would say Kane had songs that crossed over and became successful. When he tried to go commercial, them last couple of
Yeah.
So I don't think he had
commercial is not the right word. Culture.
My perfect example of that is, y'all might have heard me say this before. Not hip hop parade. OPP. OPP was a single release. It was not expected to have that level of commercial success that it had. Once it did, they tried to remake it with stuff like Hip Hop Parade, which was okay at best.
They made a gang of anthems,
but it was trying to mimic that OPP success, and they just weren't able to recapture that. I think that's kind of what Kane had. Kane had magic. He had a bunch of it, but once he tried to go that route, tanked.
And see, my argument not even for Kane though. My argument is for Cool G. But I see what you're saying. That's kind of like what I'm saying. The culture success, not the commercial success. But
so what do you think?
If anything, Ace has the commercial success. It's the commercial. It's very perfect because it's like a 3-minute commercial or however long Cheap Ass Nigga was. I played it all the time. My mother didn't like it. See, sometimes with the test with the parents, but you can play Kane. Parents might like Kane. That Life's a Bitch and Then You Die. Not Life's a Bitch, but it was that song with Nas and Cool G. Moms and them would play that shit because the nostalgia that I forgot what that Stephanie something I don't know who they mixed into the song, but that type of nostalgia where it's a culture where everybody can listen to it. I don't think Ace has that hip hop crowd locked. Okay. But he doesn't have like my son ain't gonna listen to nothing. I can probably push Jeep Ass Nigga on him. That might work, but I don't know if it's gonna stick with him versus.
But the difference though, he's not trying to get you something. Ace understands his fan base. Ace understands his fan base, and he is going to continue giving them what they want from him for maybe another.
I was getting ready to go
years.
There. Yeah.
Something else. I think before Demond finishes making this conversation, he probably needs to finish. He needs to hear "Long Hot Summer" and "Disposable Arts." I think you need to hear those 2 albums at least before you finish.
What's happening?
Okay, right. I have "Disposable Arts."
All of them.
Good old love. Give me all that good old love.
Because that's probably like the last.
Your son will love that.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's probably the time I stopped messing with him around that time too. But
Acknowledge, that's one of the greatest diss songs ever. Acknowledge is crazy. You in the battle joints. Ace got his ass whipped in a battle, and he had to come back with something. This song, Acknowledge, was the one that made everybody like, okay, Ace, don't fuck with.
Who did he lose to?
It was what's the name for the Boogie Monster?
One of the cats from the Boogie Monster. Boogie. I just looked it up last week or 2 weeks ago. We was talking about it.
Boogeyman or something like that.
Yeah, because the greatest. They call me CPR because I could bring your career back to life. I'll never forget that line, yo. I'll never forget it.
Man, something. Ooh, scary. Something about the Tooth Fairy. It was. Ace got him real. And then he said, fuck your DJ, your producer, name the producer. He said, fuck him for doing, it was Knots. He said, make your producer change his name to Speed Knots. He said, he said, fuck Fat Beats for doing the wax. Ace got his man on that joint, man. And then he went in on somebody else. I forgot.
Let me ask the man a question though.
That's battle bars. That's battle bars. How long is that?
No, it's a concept album too.
Okay, I get you.
It's a whole story. It's like watching a movie with your ears, man. When
that was like his first concept album, wasn't it?
Which one?
In my opinion, I heard that the one with Jeep Ass Nigga was a concept album too, but I never.
You know what? Yes, it was.
Yeah,
that was a concept. Yeah, because they stole his car, then he got it back, and then he was rolling. Yeah, that was a concept. I think it was. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when you listen to Disposable Arts, because this is actually Disposable Arts is part one of a story, and then Long Hot Summer is a separate album. That's part two of the story. Then I think we need to have this conversation again after you hear those two albums back to back in that order.
Then you have the Falling Season, and you have the Brooklyn Story, and they're all part of that same.
And y'all guaranteeing that was sway my vote from Cool G past Kane.
I'm not gonna say it's sway your vote, but I think you're
I'm underestimating. Right, I got you.
You don't realize how much of a punch Ace really packed.
So here's the other thing. It's not only that. It's not like it's just Master Ace either. Like he has cats from like that are coming up in the game now that everybody's checking for. You know what I'm saying? On songs with him, and they're not outshining him. Like he's going bar for bar with these guys. Like he's killing it in a lot of cases where it's like, oh, Master Ace is still.
Y'all saying Master Ace is better than Jay-Z then? So it's Master Ace, Jay-Z, Nas, and then Rakim. I'm just trying to see what.
Here we go.
I didn't know Master Ace was number 3.
I'm just talking about Ace by himself. What he is can be easily misrepresented if we've not heard the 2 albums.
Sorry.
And now I feel like I need to go listen to what Q said and give them another listen.
Sorry, man. You got shot backpedaling and whatnot. I didn't say. Hey,
man. I feel a little attacked. I'm feeling a little unsafe in this case.
Hey, Kevin, which one of them hit you, Kevin? Hey.
No.
Ace is that dude, man. Watch. You're gonna come back. You're gonna come back a changed man after you hear them out.
Okay, I'm definitely.
What's your favorite G-rap song, Lamont?
What's my favorite G-rap song?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
Took too long.
Go to the Riches.
Nope.
Train Robbery.
That was good. I mean, that whole album was good. Talk Like Sex. I even like that.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite G-rap song.
Yeah.
Talk Like Sex.
Don't Curse
was dope. Favorite G-rap song. Don't Curse was dope.
Don't Curse is dope. Don't know. Like I said, the one with him and Nas. I like his features. I like all his features. That's what. And I feel like he had a lot to do with that whole Queensbridge culture. You know what I'm saying? As far as like Mobb Deep, Nas, I think that like Q was just saying, 38 Special, the son of G-Rap, like they know who to like draw their energy from. And that all right, maybe from the Juice Crew you had a certain genre.
If you expected me to argue against G-Rap, you barking up the wrong tree, dog. I'm pro G-Rap all day. I just don't think he's had the same level of his career has been as broad or as wide or as the longevity is not the same as Master Ace. I think Master Ace has the best career out of those dudes.
So why rap's career not being as whatever we're saying. I'm not gonna say successful. Why is rap's career not being as
I think you're right. You're right.
He had personal turmoil. He had like a lot of stuff happening. So you know, sometimes brothers can't express their energy for a few years or whatever, or they gotta come back into the fold different ways. So yeah.
That's a good point. Good consideration. Yeah, he had to move to Arizona at one point, and he was the one that brought Superhead into the game. As a matter of fact,
I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
Did y'all ever read her book?
No, no, I didn't.
Oh yeah. G-Rap was the one she was with first in the rap game.
I know he. That's what I was gonna. I didn't want to add that into the culture, but definitely, yes.
Oh, I mean, I can cut it out.
No, that's cool. Yeah, exactly.
The masses, if G-Rap don't like that shit, I shut that shit out.
No, it's all good. I just don't want to take it there, but not take it there for that reason, just because that would be I was saving it.
I would say
that was his ace card.
That was my ace card, right? I was gonna slam that on the
But here's what I would say about Ace. Ace, I think, is the only one that could sell out shows, not just in the US, but across the globe. He's the only one that has that kind of name recognition, as far as I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can actually hop across the pond and he's still gonna have cats coming to his shows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like Master Ace, like
he's actually gonna have more cats at his shows across the pond than he will in the States.
Right.
That UK, that overseas audience is where, air quotes, real hip hop still lives at.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get that.
I've been really considering moving to Amsterdam. So yeah, I feel that.
Man, we talked about that a couple of times, right? Yeah.
Real shit. Dead
ass. I had something against black people.
I've been once, and I've been in love ever since, man.
I want to just understand that everyone here has Master Ace over G-Rap.
No. Nobody. We haven't gotten everybody's opinion. We just had a conversation. The conversation about who's the most successful out of the Juice Crew.
It wasn't even successful. It was who had the best career.
Best career.
Best career.
It wasn't even necessarily success. It was who had the best.
So what is the best? It's all still subjective, though, if you think about it, because what's best to me ain't gonna be best to the next man still.
But I think if we're all being realistic, we all know that 30 years of consistency trumps 10 years of consistency.
All right, so who had the ideal MC's career? The most respectable MC's career.
I gotta go with Ace. I gotta go with Ace.
Ace.
You mean
unless fucking Madonna was on your bucket list?
Out of those four, you saying?
I said unless fucking Madonna was on your bucket list.
But that's not an MC. Is that really an MC aspiration, or is that just a personal aspiration?
Maybe. If not Madonna,
maybe it's a requirement
else.
for MC. I don't claim to be an MC, so maybe I don't understand. Like, I don't understand the balance. Maybe the Madonna thing is a requirement too.
It doesn't have to be Madonna. Madonna just made his wife, but
Yo, I respect. I respect him very much. Okay, I want to say Big Daddy Kane. I respect very much. Cool G Rap. I respect very much. Miss Madonna, I respect her very much. A large body of work.
Yes.
Her contributions to the culture and music are tremendous.
Yes.
I want to just say that I want to respect her very much in her efforts.
I'm just listening to Madonna the other day. She's very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Can I just mention one?
It is the attorney. He's the team attorney.
Can I just mention one point of idea, or point of note that, like in the NBA, sometimes people look at who's the best by championships, and then sometimes they look at who's the best by how many points per game they score, and then sometimes they look at who's the best by their coaching tree, right? So like some people just win more chips, and that's why you may say that Bill Russell is the man. Somebody just say like with Jordan. I am sorry, I am a New York Knicks fan, so for me, the best player in the world is John Starks and Charles Oakley. Okay, these are the number one players before everybody else. Okay,
I like that.
There's no logic there. It's just that's what it is. I'm from New York.
That's how
the New York Knicks. But then some people just have an influence. Like Dr. J, he influenced Jordan. So my point is, Kool G Rap. For example, Nas cited Kool G Rap as an influence. Various rappers have cited the influence of Kool G Rap because he came through different. At that time, people were like, I dubba, but he was just like, yo, I'm cool. My name is Kool G Rap. I'm on the road to the riches. He just had like a very conversational style, and he kind of changed everything. And he has like a tree, like a flow of people who were inspired by him. So in terms of success, in what ways does like you be able to change how people rap and the influence that you have? Because he brought about in some ways, Nas has said, as I understand it, like Nas and other people is the influence. So does that have an influence on your success? Or is it only like, what have you done for us now? And how many albums have you had?
I think the way that you look at this, and again, call me crazy.
Okay,
Ace
crazy.
has been
Okay, crazy.
Ace has been consistent since '88.
Has he?
So
Because he had a hiatus.
He's still on the road to the riches.
I'm not arguing hiatus, but he's been consistent. Like he's put out 17 projects, something like that.
Oh, something.
I hear G-Rap has a shitload of projects too.
Yes, he just did a project with a white kid from. No,
But
I mean just
what
for the
G-Rap
labor of it.
He's been producing since forever too.
What?
He had a hit a few years ago, didn't he?
Who?
Marley Marl, didn't he have a hit a few years ago?
I'll take your word for it. I don't know.
Here's the thing, right? We're discussing didn't they have these where we know Master Ace had these projects, and we still go back to them. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I can't make you believe Master Ace has had the better career. I can't. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to change anybody's mind on that.
I don't think they heard you. I don't think you heard Mid School. I don't think you heard them.
I heard him. Yeah. But what Mid School argued is, was G-Rap a more influential MC? Yes.
Right. That's career. That's a career. That's a career. In some people, in my eyes, that's a career. That's a hell of a career.
That's the ideal career is to be more influential.
So we're saying that Skip to My Lou had a better career than Jordan. Skip to My Lou influenced an entire generation of street ball players. We're saying he had a better career than Jordan.
But he didn't influence. He didn't influence more than Jordan.
Wait a minute, hold up. Or are we going to ride the Jordan influence a bunch of people through sneakers, et cetera, et cetera? Because Skip to My Lou changed the way people play basketball after Jordan.
But he hasn't influenced as many people as Jordan.
He hasn't influenced as many people in the realm of what we consider to be popular as Jordan.
Well, I would consider Kobe popular. Kobe just copied his whole catalog.
There is a generation of street ball players that would say Skip to My Lou is greater than Jordan in every.
The Madonna conversation again.
It's not. It's a very valid conversation. We all would argue that Jordan had the better career.
So you saying Master Ace is Jordan?
I'm saying Master Ace.
Much respect to Master Ace, Brooklyn.
Yeah, much respect to Master Ace.
Brownsville.
Man, he is balling out there. I mean, he must really be putting up some numbers. He hasn't gotten that chip. He hasn't gotten the championship that I think.
You know what? You know what? This is where I turn into asshole sheet. G-Rap. You know what? You're right. This is who I was telling you I am, Shop. You're right.
This is what it is.
Come on.
What it is people that fuck with G-Rap fuck with G-Rap, and people that fuck with Ace fuck with Ace. And that's just what it is. It's just like what Damon was talking about a few weeks ago when he was telling us about Dead Prez and shit. Most of us only remember that first damn album. Damon like, no, they had all sorts of shit out.
That's right.
Dead Prez is real. They're real.
Right.
Their work is incredible.
I don't even know about the first album. I ain't
They're
gonna lie about
also
it.
in the community. They're in the community.
Yes.
They talk about they go into the community. They talk about stuff that really affects people deeply. They breaking down systemic injustices. Wow, incredible.
Get rich or die trying.
Yeah. So like I said, we ain't trying to take nothing away from them. So I
Neither
guess
one of them.
All I'm trying to say is we got two dope guys. Who's the better of it? We ain't gonna be able to figure that shit out.
I don't think there's one answer.
You're right. We ain't gonna be able to figure it out. This is Nas and Jay all over again. You know.
Yo, who said that song? Not gonna be able to do it.
And when asking a question like that too, it's not really about there being one right answer. It's really just about hearing people's thoughts and hearing what makes people tick and getting to know people better. So I don't ever ask a question like that, like, yo, this has to be the answer and there has to be one MC or else everybody's wrong.
Yeah, once y'all done jumped in, do Curly from the Globetrotters have a better career?
Right.
Like Manute Bowl. I'm like, man, y'all didn't jump the shark now, man. Y'all bullshit.
There is a right answer, and it's doggone Master Ace.
He didn't right. He went all the way low. He couldn't go high. He went all the way low. Okay, so Skip to my Lou. Oh, come on now. Skip, come on now.
Yo, y'all know this is Batman. He gonna pull out that utility belt. He's gonna ride.
You gotta throw that in there.
All I'm saying is the argument was valid. The argument was valid.
But Skip to my Lou is incredible. But I think that is different from Jordan. That's different galaxies. He's amazing.
So is Robert Horry better than Jordan then? He's got way more rings.
Let it go, man.
Right.
Let it go.
All right, come on now.
I'm trying to let it go. Y'all keep coming at me with these whack.
Come on now.
I'm trying to let it go. Like I already said y'all was right.
You gotta.
It was sarcastic, but I said it.
Right, you said it, but I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it, shit, but I said it. That's what you
said. Might also be why I was divorced, but hey.
No,
I'm with you.
All right, right. You got to vote for Master Ace. You got to vote. So you good? I mean.
It might have to be a poll. Maybe we can take a poll somewhere.
Yeah, take
somebody else answer this shit for.
Y'all done got me so worked up and getting off my diet. I'm about to eat a cupcake now.
That would be a good post right there, actually.
It would be a dope follow-up post or something.
Put a poll.
You know what's funny?
And a live post.
I bet if we look at who replied, we would know most who people voted for before we even looked at their vote.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because nobody even mentioned Craig G. Like, damn.
He put out like 2 albums in the past 40 years, so, and they weren't necessarily amazing.
I hear he does a shitload of features and shows.
He does features and shows. Yeah, he's more on the ground.
He's still rocking. He's still a dope MC, but album-wise.
He's actually a phenomenal MC. He's like technical and he's a fucking technician.
Who are you guys talking about now?
Craig
G.
Oh, that's the man right there. That's
right.
All of them are the shit.
I saw him freestyle for like 10 hours in Grand Central Park.
Huh?
Damn. You said he's on like freestyle.
He used to go to like the summer thing in Central Park in New York City and just like freestyle for like hours. And people just throw names at him and just freestyle and just for hours.
Yeah, you know what? When
legendary.
When I heard about Craig G's freestyles like that, that's when Supernatural was the only other dude whose name I heard about like that on the freestyle. I was about to say,
but here's my
huh?
Didn't Craig G?
Oh yeah, they battled twice, I think. Yes.
So
yeah, they battled. Yes, they did battle. Because
here's my issue with MCs that are dope at freestyling though. And or even battling. They're to me, they're not typically good at putting albums together.
Yep.
Like that, they lose me when they start trying to actually sit down and write some shit down. And I'm just like, this ain't it. Like when Supernatural started dropping like actual songs, I was like, nah.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
That's what most people say about people who are dope on the freestyle circuit and on the battle circuit.
Yeah. Like you have like cats like Loaded Lux is dope, either or, like whether it's battle circuit, freestyle, or albums. Like he's a rare cat when it comes to that. Like Loaded Lux can go in, but that is a rare talent.
Yeah.
And I can't get with
anybody who's a dope freestyler that's made a dope project. Anybody that anybody's heard of?
What's that?
Has anybody heard of anybody who's a dope freestyler or who's known for their freestyles that has made a dope project? Good question. Good question. Very good question.
KRS-One.
That might have to be a question.
KRS-One, yeah.
KRS-One.
If you say so.
Besides him.
Yo, Q, you've been biting your tongue on this KRS-One thing.
And I'm going to continue biting my tongue on it.
Nah, and the thing,
I want to just say KRS-One is a legend. I respect him so much.
We go with
KRS-One is a legend. He's the legend. Respect for KRS-One.
I would bet I agree with you more than I would acknowledge in a lot of public forums. I am really starting to believe that KRS has that. That car was faster than we think that car was faster than it really was appeal. Like, you know, the Lamborghini Countach is an excellent looking car. It was really not that fast.
Right.
I'm starting to think he's probably got a little more of that in my book than.
Are we talking about KRS-One?
Yeah.
Wow.
That doesn't take away from the fact that he's a legend, but
wait, he's more than a legend. He's
a legend. He's a legend.
It's not more. I mean, when you come to battle rapping, it's not that many people that you can put on a list that will shut down your career. If you go against me, I will stop your money. Okay? I will make people think different about you. He can shut down your career. LL did it. He did it. A few other people did it. Yeah, that's right there is something. You test me, I will shut down your career and make your girlfriend hate you.
Damn. Yes.
So you, as a rapper, as an MC, I don't see that much higher than that.
That's right. I agree with that 1,000% right there.
Man,
that is well said. Because how could you go against? I mean, like you say, maybe you're saying the car is faster than what it is because he started off with so much momentum. But even he doesn't still have to rap. Like that's different from Master Ace. I feel like Master Ace is still trying to prove something, versus Chris being comfortably giving us music. He's still number one, and he can feel that way.
So maybe he was just fast out the gate, and he's just at a high cruising velocity.
There's also a lot of name recognition.
What do you mean?
But
like
you gotta earn name recognition.
Yeah, he earned it a long time ago, and it never died.
Yes, he's still alive.
I mean, people will feed their children that KRS-One is the one. Like, I feel like there's a lot of legend in there as well. But I'm not.
Yes, you're definitely gonna have to listen to My Philosophy. Definitely gonna have to listen to The Bridge Is Over. I mean, some things like y'all was saying, y'all gave y'all kids like MOP and stuff. Like I appreciate that, but I waited to a certain time. Before that, it was Disney, symphony, you know, classical music up until a certain age. And when he got of age, then you can listen to hip hop. And I already had a list for you. Start off boom, boom, boom. I mean, but at the same time, a lot of that stuff did come around. I mean, a lot of Chris stuff was in my original playlist, introducing hip hop to my son. So,
one of my favorite songs of all time.
So I'm a rare bird. Like I could never listen to him. Like I've tried to actually get into him with everything that he's ever dropped, and I just could never do it.
Like My Philosophy,
couldn't do it.
Couldn't do My Philosophy.
I'm a rare cat.
So here's one thing to understand with that.
Even the black and white video on the Black Jordan.
I appreciate that song like that, man. Like we all have an experience with that song.
Self-destruction.
Oh my God! Self-destruction.
We all experienced it. Like Q, you didn't really get introduced to hip hop before that, did you?
I was into hip hop in the 80s. It wasn't until I heard Rakim Follow the Leader that I decided that I was going to rap.
That was definitely.
And I'm not even a big Rakim fan. Never was.
Whoa!
But I heard that song.
That's a powerful sentence.
I heard that song and it made me realize that I wanted to rap. Like that was it.
Wait,
but I've never been a Rakim fan.
Wait, you said you're not really. I'm sorry, sir. Can you explain? You're not really into Rakim?
No.
I'm sorry, sir. Oh my God.
Granted, he had some dope shit. He definitely had some dope shit. But he wasn't what I was listening to. Like I wasn't looking for a Rakim album.
I'm just glad Q is here because he has taken my stance.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So can I gotta just say, like, first of all, about KRS-One, right? When you're talking about rap, I think a lot of times now we talk about the content. Let me see the song. Give me the link. Show me the lyrics. That's what you got. Let me see how hot it is. But you're not necessarily paying attention to the how. So for example, when KRS-One is rapping, he's very often rapping from that place of, yo, this is real hip hop. I'm just gonna freestyle it. Every song that he got, it's not like a lot of auto-tune or you punching in or all that stuff. It's just like, yo, if we were on the street in a cypher, this is what I represent. And my song's like just you straight up, me and you, no microphone, you know, 2 turntables and a mic, and yo, you can't beat me. This is what the hip hop is. And he could have done other things to switch it up and make a little bit more money, but he didn't. I just look at him like, you know, him and from the Locks, Kiss. Yeah, Kiss. They just like people who they embody it, the culture, and they gonna do it. It's a way to do it. So when the Locks do their thing, they come from that place like we freestyle. And that's you said earlier, freestyling, making an album, I would throw the Locks in there. So they come from that space of like they freestyle and they make the music. But it's the genesis of hip hop, how we live, how we move, and KRS-One does also. So I see in terms of that impact, like there's a whole culture, that whole, you can say backpack culture. Like let's just freestyle, he represents that.
I can't argue against any of that, but I still don't like him.
Here's don't like him now.
Hey. Oh, before you go in, I'm finna get out.
I like KRS-One.
And good luck on y'all 5-hour conversation.
Right.
But I'm out.
You know what? You're right about that.
Easy, man. Please, man.
But to be real, to be honest, like I respect everything that he does and has done for the culture. I respect that his career has been what it is. I respect that he gets demands the respect that he has, but I still can't listen to him. And that's me. I'm not saying you shouldn't be able to listen to him. I'm not saying you shouldn't think he's dope. I just don't. And that, like, there's nothing that can ever change my mind. Like, I grew up listening to.
There's nothing wrong with somebody saying somebody's music doesn't speak to them.
No.
I think it's just the words that we use may have caught most people off guard.
I'm just being, I'm being honest. Like, I don't fuck with KRS. I never have. Like, I would put on Just Ice before KRS back in the day.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on with it. A lot of people sleep on Just Ice. That's right.
Let's be honest.
Just Ice is on stage. Fucking dope.
But what was so dope about it, and like. When we got on stage, like doing cardboard spinning.
Wait, what? Who said that?
We was just doing the same stuff on stage, like we had been performing together.
You don't like Just Us?
So like I remember being on stage like, yo.
I thought you said you didn't like Just Ice.
No, I said I would like back in the day. I would put on Just Ice before KRS-One. I didn't want to hear KRS-One. I wanted Just Ice.
You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah, I know, controversial, but that's
I respect that.
I want to just say also, I would definitely give you that.
The Jamaican community in hip hop is very largely like understood and not given enough props. And just even how KRS-One added that whole Jamaican that aspect to it and represented Boogie Down Production will always get paid. And he added that cadence to it. That's another way that he just changed the whole thing. So he's like making new paths of rap. But he makes new paths, and then everybody else just jumps on that.
Five is one of the best albums of all time.
But wait a second. Let's not act like that. Let's not act like the copycat formula was the formula then. So you had to separate. Like it wasn't like today where that's working, I'm going to do that. If somebody was doing something then, you went out of your way to not sound like them. So. In addition to KRS coming with that style, we had Kane with his style, we had Rakim with his style, we had Jazzy Jeff Fresh Prince with their style, we had Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd with their style, we had Ace with his style, we had people like the Skinny Boys with their style, we had the Fat Boys with their. Everybody was trying to be different.
Don't forget the ladies.
I'm not forgetting the ladies. I'm just saying everybody had differences at that point in time because we were not a culture of biting. Unlike today, we were not a culture of biting. If you and your man had the same set of sneakers, y'all tied them different, just so that you weren't looking the same.
Got different laces.
Yeah. If y'all came to school in the same pair of jeans, God forbid one day, oh man, I got to tuck my shirt out half the way. James got them same joints on. Hold up, let me untie my sneaker. Oh man, I'm gonna tie them upside down so they the bow is at the bottom. All right, I'm gonna do the checkerboard lace. Like we were always trying to separate ourselves from the next person. That's what that was a part of the culture initially, and it still is today, except for in what we call hip hop. And I'll leave it at that. So when I think about Chris, to this day, I said it a few hours ago, I think lyrically he still got it. His beat selection kills me. It makes it hard for me to. I think being able to pick a beat is still a part of being dope. And I'm not even a beat first dude. We've been lumping the same criticism on Nas until Magic, and the beats of Magic are decent, but that kind of tells us how bad some of these other beats have been.
I wasn't feeling Magic. I listened to it one time and I was good.
I thought it was all right. I thought it was all right.
So, sorry, mid school. He's been raising his hand for a minute.
Oh, okay, that's right.
No, I wanted to just say that I forgot what it was actually, but the new thing you just mentioned about the beats, yo. I want to just say, like, I think like KRS-One represents like the everyday rapper. So like you can have those super hot beats, right? Most of us don't got super hot beats. I got the beat from the basement that my man just made, like a boom 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 or whatever, and we're gonna rap to that. So he represents the people who ain't got all the synthesizing, all the fat dope beats or whatever, and he just raps over that.
He was the true boom bap dude.
But these beats aren't boom bap beats anymore. Them shit suck, man. Let's be honest. I'm cool with.
I heard one today that was dope. Dream sent me a link to one today that was fire.
I'm a very minimalist person when it comes to beat making. I'm not saying that I deserve KRS production credit or not, but I'm saying like them shits don't move me in the least. If I made half of them beats on the last project, I'd have threw them shits away.
Well, I disagree. I respect the works of everybody who contributes to hip hop, no matter how you contribute. The variety that comprises the entirety of hip hop is to be respected, right? It's to be respected. Yes. You got somebody out there like, yo, my man, I got some beats right here. Can you hit me up? Let's do something. And you're gonna spit over them.
I think a part of being hip hop is also being able to say, yep, that shit was whack.
So I'm about to piss y'all off some more.
I don't think anybody's.
I haven't liked Nas since Illmatic.
Oh, no. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So let me just say, if you go back and watch any of these, you will never hear me cap for Nas. Illmatic is the one.
Wow.
The second one I thought was dope. And I might even argue I don't think it was as dope as Illmatic, but it was definitely dope.
So, for me, Illmatic was the album where I got the feeling of the little kid looking out his window, and I was learning what this kid was seeing in his world. Everything else, he became a don. He was doing all this other street level shit, and I was just like, nah. It just I keep trying to listen to his albums again.
So, but that was a while ago. And after
that was a while ago.
After that Puffy phase, no disrespect to the billionaires, we respect you. We want to always have the opportunity to build with you in the future. Let's make this money together. But I'm saying, like, after that era, he's the Lost Tapes, Hip Hop is Dead.
And J Love.
I got myself a gun. One mic. What that thing? One mic.
One mic.
No, he's had good songs. Let
me just say this to kind of further prove my point. I never heard the Lost Tapes. Whatever it was you said before the Lost Tapes, I never even listened to them because I remember Nas as how I remember Nas, and some of these newer joints, the King's Disease 1 and 2, I listened to. I thought they were okay. Magic, I think, is okay. He did do something a couple years ago that I thought was all right, but yeah, I quit checking for him.
So here's the thing. So his last album he did with
Hit Boy.
So here's when I knew something was like seriously maybe wrong with me, but maybe not. Is when my boy hit me up. He was like, "Yo, this new Nas album. He basically made this album for people like you." And I was like, "Wait, I'm not alone in this feeling." And then when I listened to it, it was just Nas, a whole like basically saying like I'm still a dope MC or I still got it or whatever, and like so clearly there's something up, and I'm not alone in feeling like he can do better, whether it's beat selection or subject matter. You know, like he hasn't been coming with it in the way that I remember, like what I fell in love with. Like Nas was my favorite rapper. When I heard Live at the Barbecue, I lost my fucking mind. Like his verse off Live at the Barbecue set a bar so high for me. And then he came with Illmatic, and I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then everything else was like, oh.
Now, so
what about I Gave You Power?
Nope.
But again, that's on the second project. That's on the second project. That's on that second project.
Black Girl Lost.
I wasn't fan of that.
Is that on the second project as well?
Yes, it is.
Black Girl Lost on the second project as well?
You're not getting any points by being. You're not getting any points by saying the first two. That no points added because you still.
I'm trying. You know, I'm digging in.
Angels and Demons on the third album. Demons on the third album.
Look, having decent songs or great songs even on an album is cool, but when you drop an Illmatic and every single joint on there is like, I mean, come. But he also had a cheat code. He had the best producers, and he had somebody who actually had like a vision for where this needed to go. And it was fucking magical. And that formula was never recreated. Hit Boy is not recreating that magic. I'm sorry. Hit Boy is a dope rapper. He's a dope producer, but that combination for me, it's not doing it. Like, it's cool. He can ride those beats, but
no. What about Daughters? No one even picked up on that.
Daughters, that was so powerful. Yo.
Man,
was it an album?
So powerful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it an album?
Yeah, it was.
Here's
an album. It's on the album.
Here's
the song on an album.
What I'm saying is, there's no out. He doesn't have a complete body of work. He's got.
I listen to bodies of work.
I'm telling you. Let me just say this. As an MC myself, okay. Like when you said, when you got that feeling when you heard Nas, you felt like he set the bar, he raised the bar. Okay, that probably if he raised the bar against you personally, probably like as an MC, like damn, I just sat back and listened, like okay, wow, One Love, like I'm listening amazing, I'm seeing where he's going with this. I get calls, I got off the phone today, my boy Eric, he's calling, he telling me, I sent him a beat, he sends me back something from YouTube. No, he sent me back Diet Coke, instrumental. This one I'm talking about, D. Because my beat selection wasn't up to his par. But as a rapper, I know that my beat selection, I'm not trying to please everybody that's looking for me to say A, B, and C all the time. I still have, as my job as an artist is to try to hit those people that I'm not so geared to, that's not always looking for me to say A, B, and C. And I get that all the time. I get calls from my friends all the time, like, man, D, why you do that beat? You know what I'm saying? You should have did this and that the other. I get it.
Let me say this. The Nas critique that I have is why I think you make better songs than I do.
Come on now.
I think you
That's an opinion.
But it's my opinion. It's in the damn text. You can go back and say, I've said for fact, if we go on song for song, Damon wins. I don't have a single song in my catalog as a solo artist that I think can touch. At the time, it was One Time, and then you came with one more. So, but where you have the advantage creatively over me is you have not pigeonholed yourself into this. I have, okay. And that's where I think I get lost with a lot. If we go back to one of the first episodes,
okay,
you could go back to Messages in the Digest. I think I said it. I'm a musical racist, yo. Like, if I find you here and I like you here, in words you better not change. Like,
okay, I get right.
But I also recognize the danger in that.
Boy.
I recognize the danger in that too.
I hear you, right?
But that's why I can appreciate when I say I can't out demand, that's what I mean.
Okay. So,
You know what I'm saying?
and that translate into your listening pleasure as well.
Right, but it also
got you.
translates into how I write.
Fully understand.
I write for 10 people. That's not a formula for success. That is not a formula for success. I know this, but
I'm done. Oh my God.
But again,
but I hear you.
Oh my God, yo, sincerely yours is dope. I hate that verse, but it's very straightforward. It's very straight. It's easy to digest. It's easy to comprehend. I get why it works. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I always struggle with as an MC. You know what I'm saying? And then I write a verse and I'm like, crickets. What the? Do y'all not hear this shit? but you know what I'm saying? It's again now. Like I know somebody's gonna call me at some point like, yo, yeah, you kind of killed that, and then I feel validated. But again, that's not a formula for success.
Can I just make this mention because I don't let that Nas thing slide by so quick.
Get him.
I wanted to say, like, when we talk about MC in our discussions, we always talk about how it's not only the rhymes you have, but how you connect to the people. That's a big part of being between the rapper and the MC. And when you connect to the people, it's not just about your cadence and how the beat. It's how the people in the street and the people you're affecting are inspired by you, how your voice articulates what is not being able to be said. For many people, Nas is like Allen Iverson. Everywhere I go in the world, everybody under 6 foot has braids and they love Iverson. He's like the hero because he represents a way of playing, a way of being. Nas also represents, similar to KRS-One, a way of being. So the rhymes is just part of it, but his effect on in the community. So, like when he talked about Black love, he's one of the first people that I really know who was like really about his stuff, talking about Black love. And then I was like, yo, if Nas would go out there and do that, you know,
I'm not arguing any of that.
Be like nice to like, you know, and have a relationship.
Not arguing any of that, but I would much rather have halftime than Uchi Wally Wally. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, all day.
Wally Wally.
That's all I'm saying.
But here,
this is clear.
Just to make it clear.
That's all I'm saying.
For me, hip hop.
That's all I'm saying.
I acknowledge as being very subjective.
That's a great song, Uchi Wally. I like Uchi Wally. You want to go on the record?
For me, as subjectively speaking, I haven't liked anything that Nas has, like album-wise, I haven't liked anything he's put out since Illmatic. And I've also acknowledged, like me and my homeboy, we got into it like really heavy. And he's been getting on my case, like he's always like this new Nas project, like you need to peep this and actually listen. And for me, my fault is I know I listen to him too critically because I have an expectation from him that he can't meet. You know what I'm saying? So I try to sit back and actually listen to him from a different space, but I'm just not there because I still have this expectation in my head and he's not meeting it lyrically. He hasn't met it as far as beat selection, but again,
you don't got it lyrically?
Selecting his own beats.
You saying Nas ain't strong lyrically?
I'm not saying he's not strong lyrically. I'm saying it doesn't meet my expectations of what I want from Nas.
So you think that his lyrical matter should be better?
No.
I don't know that it's
it
better.
Be what it is.
It's different.
It's not for me.
Okay.
I think Q has the same problem, if we want to call it, that I have. Like you almost can't live up to what I expect from you. It's not. That doesn't make you whack. It almost makes my expectations unrealistic or impossible.
Exactly.
Should he define himself by you, or should he define himself by growth of self?
I think he should define himself.
They're both taking accountability for what they're saying. They're both saying it's on us.
I'm not saying I'm right.
Like I ain't got shit to do with this.
It's gonna resonate with them.
I know I'm wrong. I acknowledge freely that I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong at all.
I think everybody can have whatever opinion they want to have.
I entirely support your right to disagree.
When I say wrong though, when I say wrong, I'm simply saying, like, again, it's not the best career move to know that your approach is this broad, right? When if you go this broad,
are you saying Nas is not broad?
No, he's saying himself. He's saying himself.
I'm not saying no.
He's saying himself.
I'm saying myself, and I'm also saying how I listen to people. Right. So that is, again, I'm not saying Nas, but I actually said a few minutes ago, I think that Magic is pretty dope. And I like King's Disease 2 better than like King Disease 1. I really didn't feel King's Disease 1. I thought King's Disease 2 was decent. I thought Magic was dope. Right? It's not Illmatic. It's not even, I forget the name of the second one. I don't even think it's that. But I do recognize that both of those are, if I put out either of those projects, I would have been proud of.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I'm still looking at Nas through the same very narrow lens that I look at all the people I respect as MCs through. And that's unfair to them. I've realized that. And I can respect people that are outside of what I consider to be my parameters. That doesn't necessarily make me whack.
Why is it unfair though?
Because
I agree. It's not unfair. I think it's very fair.
What are you expecting of these artists that's unfair?
To appeal to me only gives you a very narrow fan base. And I acknowledge that.
What is it to appeal to? They have to make the same sounding song over and over again, or do they challenge themselves as artists and try to do something creative that impresses you? Because I don't think that's unrealistic.
No, I don't think it's unrealistic either. But if the sound is going here, I'm not going there. Listen to my verse on Felipe's Garage. I'm sure there are a million. I saw Big Crit in concert, open for Talib Kweli. I saw the damn venue packed out. And when Crit got off stage, I could have got anywhere in that Joker that I wanted to, because that mofo emptied when Talib came on. And when I say empty, I mean, like he was rapping to me. Hey, bro, what you want to hear next? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
So there's obviously an audience that is there for that beat.
I'd have been there for Big Crit too.
But to me, fuck the audience.
Yeah, right.
It's about the song. To me, it's about the work of art. Fuck the audience. I don't give a fuck how many people love the song.
I'm not arguing that. But what I'm saying is, so when I start my verse on that beat in the garage, I basically went at it saying, I don't even want to write this shit because I don't like this beat. And because of that, I'm gonna give you this half-ass verse. I'm gonna talk about Aaron for a few seconds, and then I'm gonna double time just to show you that I can do it. And then I'm out, and I expect to lose.
Right.
But I would expect anybody that's an artist to do that.
Again,
because it's not art to you. You weren't making a piece of art in your opinion.
Good point. Great point.
But I've alienated, and that's the choice that I made consciously, any and everybody that was waiting to hear, all right, I saw how him and Devon went at each other. I know he's going, nah, bro, you're not getting that this time. You're not getting Demond-worthy lyrics because this ain't a Demond-worthy beat.
Right.
In my humble opinion.
You know.
So I say all that.
Go ahead. What you gonna say?
Oh, you gonna say, man?
I say all that to say. So
no, I mean, Dragon was gonna say something.
Yeah.
Nah, go ahead.
I just said I'm not doing this. I just wouldn't have did the song.
Right. Okay.
This isn't why I rhyme, so I'm not doing that shit. This isn't why I do hip hop. This isn't why I do music, so I'm not doing that shit.
But to me, it was easy to be somewhat self-deprecating and in there show that it's not that I can't do this. This isn't what I consider. Actually, I said that. The beat that I hear is far from the place in my heart where I hold hip hop so dear. Adonis, I promise that in my book, this down south gets no play in there. And then I went into this almost
dissing him and the beat.
Elementary.
That's interesting.
Check this out. You told me, Kareem and you told me, and you told me. All y'all told me that I pissed y'all off at some point already, right? So here I'm gonna ask you the question that's probably gonna piss you off again, but it's only because I love you, man.
Okay.
Why does it matter to you so much that they expect you to deliver a verse versus you making a piece of music that you're really proud of?
It doesn't. So I'm motivated in a very, very strange way.
And I'm not passing judgment. I'm just trying to figure out how you think.
I'm gonna explain it. So I'm motivated in a very, very strange way. There's respect, and my respect for you is in a very strange way of motivation. So I approach Damon and Tobias very much the same way. I know them both. I'm going at them, but I'm not going at them crazy. Me and Damon kept talking so much. Each time I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give him another line. Setting up the kick one. I'm gonna give him another line. But he was pulling out of me the best of me. And it wasn't because of anything other than the more I listened, the more I'm like, yo, if I
be ready.
I fully expected to lose to Tobias because I said I was only going to go this far. I fully expected to lose to Damon because I said I was only going to go this far. But as the time went on, I'm like, a word? Okay, let me go and throw this in there real quick. So, but it was out of respect. But the beats also were beats that I considered to be hip hop. I don't consider that beat to be hip hop. And at that point, it's hard for me to get into where I want to go. I don't rhyme like that.
What's the name of the beat?
So, Glorious by Big Crit.
Okay.
So, you know, again,
good question, man.
I that just doesn't. What makes a beat hip hop? I think you know when you hear it. I don't think 72 BPM with drums that are played at 144 BPM make hip hop though. I think they make a urban sounding music that I can also say is dope in a lot of occasions. I happen to be a big fan of if one more label try to stop me, it's gonna be the dreadhead niggas in the lobby. You don't want no problem with me. I rock with that. I can mess with that. There are some of those songs where I'm like, yo, what that song is doing, I mess with. As a DJ, I know for a fact when I get into that bag, I'm killing them. But as an artist, zero interest in making a song like that.
What elements of that beat in particular would you say make it not hip hop?
For one, it's too slow to be hip hop in my book.
Which one, the Big Crit?
Nah, all of them.
Right? Oh, just in general.
And yeah, so
okay.
So who is that? Chance the Rapper. So that No Problem song for me, I think is a decent urban song. I'll even go as far as to call it a rap song. I don't consider that hip hop. If you want me to define hip hop, I'm going to be honest and say I'm going to struggle with it. Because I'm on record in 1,000 different places saying I can't tell you what it is, but you know it when you hear it.
You think it's instrument selection? Like I noticed he used same. I would say that this is one thing that bothers me and turns me off of certain songs right off the break. If I hear you using kit sounds that haven't been tuned or tweaked by you yourself, like if I hear like this one, I just listened to that one. It has a standard 808. There's a standard on the top and the 808 snare. Those are standard instruments. Once I hear that, I'm like, this is commercial bullshit. That's the first thing that happens in my head. But it's not the case. It doesn't mean the song is bullshit, but I have to tell myself, I have to pull myself out of that headspace in order to keep listening. So is there something like that you can identify? Like Irv says on that digest, he says rattlesnakes. So when he hears triple time snares, that shit turns him off.
But I think it's really the hi-hats more so than the snares. The snares,
I mean, I meant hi-hats.
Yeah. But I think, that's cool. But I think,
I got the perfect.
You always hear me say 88 to 100 BPM, and even that's not 100% true. Because I think, I think Treat 'Em Right is hip hop through and through. Treat 'Em Right is 115 BPM. So I don't necessarily think it's really 88 to 100 BPM, but for me, that's where my comfort zone is. But I think when I think about hip hop, and the beats aren't even all the same. We couldn't sit here and say that I Got It Made as a beat sounds anything like We Need an Apple Bum as a beat, which doesn't sound. So I don't. But again, I would say that both of those songs are hip hop.
It's almost as if you can't beatbox it. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's like we can beatbox. You know what I'm saying?
There's a breakbeat feel and there's a dusty feel. There's the grit to hip hop. That song right there, Glorious, had no grit to it. That was clean and pristine. Is that part of one of your bars?
But I don't think it's that either. I honestly believe it's how it sounds. Like there's to me, you know hip hop when you hear it. The fact that you're rhyming on the song doesn't make it hip hop. If it was
very interesting.
Just to make this very quick and dirty, rock music rhymes.
And I guess what makes me different is I don't actually I don't subscribe to the real hip hop shit. Like I don't think that there is a real hip hop versus whatever anybody else considers whatever they consider it. Like for me, I don't give a fuck. Like if it's drill, if it's trap, I don't care. If it's dope, I'm rocking with it. If it's not, I'm not. Like I don't actually have a specific pocket that things need to fall in for me to feel like it is or isn't hip hop or real hip hop. Like I just have to like it. You know what I'm saying? It could be
I think
whatever.
I think you got to have two different lenses to look at it from. You're either looking at this as a genreless piece of something, or you're looking at it as just a piece of music in general. And you don't care about genre.
So, and I'll say this. Again, there is absolutely music that I don't consider hip hop that I think is dope. So, but I'm very particular. And again, I understand that I could be on an island unto myself in this stance, but there are things to me that when you hear them, you know, you're like, yeah, that's hip hop, and I don't think I can define it, and I'm cool with that. So if that makes me kind of hypocritical, I'll eat that. And I'm not saying anybody here saying that it does or doesn't. I'm simply saying I understand taking a stance and then not having a concrete argument on why you're taking that stance seems
right.
A little.
But I wonder if we all have a different definition of what we consider hip hop. Like,
but this goes back to my
probably different than yours too. Like, you might say certain song is hip hop, and I'm like, nah, nigga, that ain't. I mean, nah, bro, that ain't hip hop.
But this goes back to my saying it's subjective, because some things just are subjective. You can't get around that. Like
that's it.
Objectively speaking, Nas is a very important MC. Like he created a generation of MCs. He created generations of MCs, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still important to this very day. What he's doing, what he's releasing is still important. Subjectively speaking, I'm not rocking with it. Objectively speaking, I know it's still, it's impactful and it matters. You know what I'm saying? I can't take anything away from Nas.
That's what I was hoping to hear at the end of the conversation right there. That's the
perfect vocal. Yeah.
That's it right there.
That is it. Because it leads you to the point. Yeah, it leads you to the point of community at the end of the day. Because there's like she said, like, if he has to be on the island by himself, that is somewhat hypocritical, because you shouldn't have to be on the island alone. That's what hip hop is, the community of it. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I try to extend. I can understand where Nas comes from when he uses these beats in KRS-One, because those beats are doing something for somebody in a certain area. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that adds to the culture of it.
Sometimes I feel like it's also a good mix of I'm trying to stay relevant because I'm starting to lose my shine. So let me see if I can do what these young boys are doing and blend in.
Oh, okay.
I can't even say that, because Damon is actually one of the people that's taught me this lesson. By watching Damon's career and the songs and listening to Damon's catalog and hearing Damon talk, having conversations with Damon, I've learned that the way Damon's mind works is different than probably the three of ours, me, you, and she. But I learned that that's not, I've had to learn through Damon that I'd see it in somebody else and I would say that shit is wrong. But by knowing Damon on the back end, I've had to learn to appreciate and respect the hell out of what the fuck he does. Damon identifies audiences and says, what kind of song does this audience need or want? Can I bring that out? Or can I make that song for them? I'm gonna make that song for them. Yep. That's dope as fuck. I realize that's dope as shit. But anybody else, I would say, oh, you just trying to appease an audience. But with Damon, the way he's told me his approach is he's not trying to appease an audience. He's trying to fill a gap. That's just dope.
Yeah, and then again.
Thank you. I just wanted to say, like this UK with this Luke Strange dude.
That was an IG post right there.
You're right. Now I spent about 2 weeks just going over UK terms, terms and stuff, hood stuff, where they hoods at. I don't know it. I didn't use none of it in the rhyme. I ain't use none of it. You know what I'm saying? All the hip hop that's coming from that they getting is straight hip hop from my perspective. But at the same time, I did do some research on their culture just to have a sense of comfortability in doing this project. There's 4 or 5 songs with him, and then after that, it's gonna be a couple of songs with a guy in California. And the title of the song came to me today. I'm gonna call it Una Palabra. I'm gonna call it Una Palabra. One word, because I'm sticking with this one thing.
That's dope. I hope you're using the cookbook beat.
I'm using his beat. But cookbook be the one we gonna drop is gonna be day ones.
Hey,
there you go.
Day one.
Mid, are you on Slack yet?
Concept MC.
No, for the last 2 weeks, my doctoral course has started up again. And I've just been going crazy. Excuses, yeah, but
I was asking because you take some dope ass notes in the chat, but I don't know if the chat lives once you log out of Slack.
I get a copy of it on my computer.
Oh, okay, all right. Because I never get to see
transcripts. I'll send them over or something.
Yeah, because I'm always looking like, damn, what did he say there? Like,
I take notes from his notes. Yeah.
I'll send y'all a link. I'll figure something out.
It has a little something right here.
His notes be having ideas for fucking song titles, concepts, like just all kinds of shit. Just he pulls stuff out that stands out and like fucking it's gone.
Yeah, I'm glad you're saying that. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm glad you're saying that specifically, actually, because y'all, I'm telling you, there's so much shit I want to be able to do with us. I see so much dope shit that we're doing and that we're capable of doing, and I don't feel like I got enough hands. I feel like a damn octopus, man.
These motherfucking painkillers are starting to.
I want to figure out how we can figure out how to get some help so we can actually do this shit, like interns or something, man. I'm not saying we need an answer this month or next month, but I think we just want to have it in mind, like, yo, let's have our growth plan.
Get interns.
Start building our growth plan.
I can get interns.
Yo, a social media intern would be.
Yes.
I mean, there's a form. There's a form to fill out. There's a little bit of paperwork, and it's definitely possible.
Hey, whatever you need, we can definitely get the paperwork.
We gotta figure out how to do this shit, because if I could, I'm trying to get organized with posts anyway. I'm gonna mess with posts, but if we could get somebody to organize, plan, and execute the posts on the schedule and make sure it's done, and not use one of those tools, because some of those tools will fuck up your account. If somebody's willing to do it, and somebody's willing to do the research, like none of us are doing TikTok. If somebody's like, yo, I'll handle all the GRYSKLL TikTok, that shit would be gold, man, for real. And somebody handle the GRYSKLL Twitter, for example, because I don't want to fuck with the Twitter. I think we can keep handling the Instagram because we're all comfortable there and we jump on from time to time. So maybe somebody would advise us on how to do better with the Instagram and maybe help us.
I'm gonna ask tomorrow about it.
I suck at social media, so I can't.
Me too.
Can I just mention, your idea about the research? I've always thought, like, when I do like some paper I gotta publish, they say, like, of course you gotta do research about previous theorists, previous ideas. You cite certain people's, you drop people's names, you drop the names of certain theories. I've always felt that hip hop is the same. You're saying something, like, you show your knowledge of the history of the culture by saying, like, yo, I do this just like Coogee Rap walks the road to the riches, yo, back in 19 something, I listened to this person, like that. You're always dropping names and showing respect to what has come before. So similar to what you were saying about, Devon's process of doing research, I think that's very, very, very valid. I think it's always been done in hip hop, and it's just incredible to be able to highlight that, Devon.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what we're gonna do.
Highly respectable way of understanding a career. Because I mean, I guess I've wondered in the back of my head why there's not a Devon Dushan album yet. But then when looking at your career and your motivations for making music, I'm like, okay, I see why there's not an album at this point.
Right. But this is what, like Q's saying. I understand what Q's saying, because an album is difficult. An album is hard. I can see why. Yeah. I can see why album.
What makes it difficult?
To not get that, I'm not fucking with that album. You got to have like the 3 to 4, 5 bangers. Just listening to people's interpretation of album. If it's not at least 4 hitters on there, then the album flops.
If you want it to be cohesive, like I hearing S talk about his approach was kind of interesting, because.
That was very interesting.
Yeah. If you want it to be cohesive, you almost have to know what it is before you start on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a challenge for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, and where you could kind of get away with on occasion doing, like, all right, I'm gonna just put these 5 songs on here and call it an EP. If they're not cohesive, it's really more like 5 singles, right?
Right.
And sometimes that's an okay formula Like, you know, that's by design. That's, you know, that's almost branches of the same tree. But something like Commercial Break was different. You know, Quarantine Blessings was similar. It's like, oh, we got these joints, we ain't doing nothing. Let's put them together and put it out there for free. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the joint that we're talking about now is requiring a great deal of planning just to kind of execute on, because it's so kind of conceptual. I remember the mom, you was saying like one of the early episodes, you was like, you know, I'm kind of focusing on singles, and I was like, yo, I understand that approach, and that, like, you know, Alex has been good at kind of getting me closer to that and not letting me just focus on, you know, we just put something out. You know what I'm saying? So it's and audiences consume music way different now too.
Right.
So.
Right.
But I'm the type of consumer even that I don't want to hear you putting out any music every 6 months or whatever. Like the people I fuck with, I want to check for you once a year, maybe twice a year, maybe every 2 years. I'm cool with waiting a couple years for an album from certain people because I want quality. I want an album that I can feel more than an album I can just say, okay, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
And for us, we've gotten to the point where we can accept that. Right. We as artists and as fans accept that. But if we were trying to appeal to a new audience, that would be unacceptable. And that again is where somebody like Alex is very helpful for me, because he's helped me understand that. Now I'm still not about to be like, all right, well, you know, shoot, it's been 3 days, we need something new. You know what I mean? But that's you know, I did an album in 4 hours. Yes, we can tell.
Right. Yeah, right.
It took you that long? You know what I mean? So
and for me, like what the types of albums that I gravitate towards, like for me, I can't listen to an album that's just a bunch of songs versus there's something to like the song organization, you know what I'm saying? Like just the whole thing comes together. Like it starts here, it ends there. It doesn't have to be a concept album. It's just the way that the whole thing is constructed. Like that matters to me. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's you know, a specific sound. Like so Vince Staples, for instance, whenever he drops a project, he goes in and he has a specific sound throughout the entire album. Like he dropped a whole fucking hyphy album. You know what I'm saying? Like a certain beat style. You know what I'm saying? And like shit like that is dope to me. It might not even be the same subject matter throughout the project, but you hear where his mind was when he was making the project. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that is what I gravitate towards. So if you give me something that gives me consistency, and I'm not hearing like, all right, this was a club banger, this was, you know, something for the ladies, this was like, I don't want that. I want something that flows together. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's it like Kendrick Lamar? Like his albums, like if you listen to him just song for song, like if you listen to him as singles, you don't actually get the big picture. But if you listen to the whole album, you're like, oh shit, this is a fucking story. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that moves me.
It's a piece of art.
Yeah.
And here's what something that I guess I summarize this as, and this is maybe where I'm wrong, like how she says sometimes he's too rigid. This may be where I'm too rigid. To me, if you define something as valuable based on the fact that everybody else sees it as valuable, that to me is fucked up. That bothers me. Like I feel I should be valuable because it meant something to me personally, and that's how I feel like an album of good music is. It has to mean something to me personally. It has to touch me. It has to inspire me. It has to do something to me. I can't just hear it and be like, okay, that he used great 808s there. He used great hi-hats there. Okay, that's a great that song's fine. I'm gonna keep that in my pocket and take it with me for the rest of my life. That shit gets cast away at the end of the day. Something where I can like feel like somebody's heart and soul in that shit. Like, yo, somebody really meant to make this, and it meant something to somebody that they made this. That's music.
So again, this goes back to it being a subjective thing. Like I've had these conversations. I've had these kinds of conversations with my middle son, who's like getting into producing and rapping now. Like he's taking less hours at his job because he's taking it serious now. He's up in his studio right now doing his thing. But we had a whole conversation about rap, and like he asked me how I felt about the state of hip hop or whatever, and we had a really dope conversation around it. But then we came to a whole lot of agreements on stuff. But then he was like, "You got to listen to Playboy Cardi," and I was like, "Get the fuck out of my office." You know what I'm saying? Like he just ruined a dope ass conversation with that. You know what I'm saying? But it's subjective. Like sometimes he just likes shit to be fuckery. Like he said, like he just wants some fuck shit every now and again. Like it doesn't have to be great music. It just he needs to get a specific vibe from it. You know what I'm saying? And somehow Playboy Cardi does that for him. I can't take that away from him. I just don't rock with it. And you're not going to convince me to listen to it again. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I appreciate that he's able to do that. I just can't listen in that way. I'm not trying to say he shouldn't. I'm saying enjoy that, and if you get something out of it, good. You know what I'm saying? Create your art and feed from it however you can. But you start trying to feed me that shit, it's basically you telling me I need to be Christian or Muslim or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't get down like fuck on my office.
I think, you know what? I think you just hit it. Music is my religion.
Yes.
That's something I take personally.
Yeah.
It hits me and resonates with me that heavily.
Yeah.
Like T-Bear was saying, like other dudes want to talk about sports and ladies and stuff. I'm trying to be political and shit. The only place I can really have a good, like I really feel comfortable in these conversations when we talk about music. Otherwise, I don't really have a whole lot I feel like I have to talk about, man.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I give you something you want to talk about that and stuff. But yeah, rap is a religion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Music is a religion. It really is. Therapy.
That's
real quick. Shot. If you have me on here like grimacing or even if I start crying or some shit, like edit that out, please. Like my pain meds have been wearing off, and so like I'm in immense pain right now, and I'm ready to fucking break something.
Yeah, I'm about to head out anyway, fellas.
Let's shut it down, G. Take care of yourself, man. Shit,
I'm trying to be a soldier, yo. You know.
No, fuck that. It's about health and wellness first, man. That's
yes,
what we
indeed
about.
It is. Yeah.
We gotta allocate time to this shit and take away when it's time to take away, brother. We can get to this shit is meant to be, and it's gonna happen when it's gonna happen, man. And the way it's gonna happen.
So, right.
All right,
that's cool.
Peace,
all right, peace, fellas.
Peace, everybody.
All right. Yep. Peace.
See what I'm saying? Let me show you what I'm talking about, because y'all be thinking I'm playing all the time, you know. This is one of my books. I got a few of these. Man, so we got the native tongue section. You know, Bus, Black Sheep, Common, The Roots. My No ID is missing. It's in the house somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's missing. Anyway, The Roots, The Village, Slum Village. Look at what we got. Pete Rock, High Tech, the joints, the BBE joints. This is first Peastrumentals. I got the other, I got 2 and 3 on wax. I don't have this on wax. If somebody find this for a decent price, holla at me on wax, for real. Black Star, Quali, Boogie Down Productions, KRS, Gangstar, Group Home, J. Rue, even the weird J. Rue joint, The Heroes for Hire, even that joint, Bahamadia, Bumpy Nux, Souls. This is all like hieroglyphics joint. This is all Hit Squad, Def Squad, EPMD joints, Redman, Keith Murray, Dies Effects, Cass. This is all Dungeon Family stuff. Cass, Goody Mob, The Sleepy Sting, Sleepy Brown. Yo, y'all need to get this. Cool Breeze. Woo. Ain't need I say more. Woo. More woo. Come on, man. More Ghost Dog. Don't sleep on Ghost Dog soundtrack. What we got? J Live. Woo, J Live. Damn. Yo, I only got the best part on a bootleg copy. Like, you know, I need to go back. I know he released them on vinyl. I need to get the best part and all of the above on vinyl. I know he got them. Digital Underground. Man, Diggable Planets, Jurassic 5, Black Alicious, rest in peace, Gift of Gab, jeez. Doom, King Ghidra, Luke Pack, Quasimodo, J-Lib. Come on, man. And a lot of these, y'all see like burnt CDs in here. It's mostly because I got the album on wax and I just kind of like recorded it and burnt it to CD so I could play it in the car, what have you. Oh no. Peanut Butter Wolf, Vinyl Weighs a Ton, The Licks, man, Far Side, Dilated, come on, man. The Duck Season joints, come on, man. Even the weird Far Side, I don't even remember what this is joint even called. Testing the Waters. This is a little weird Far Side joint. Plane Rap, another weird joint. I call it weird because it's just not, you know, after coming off a Lab Cabin and Bizarre Ride, these two here just really what you wanted to hear, you know? Ugly Duckling, shouts to the homie Dizzy Dustin. That's family, yo. Man, Jean Grey. Woo, Jean Grey. Arsonist. Look at that cover. Look at that cover. A mic on fire, lighting a match, burning the world. Tell me you wouldn't buy that if you seen that. Tell me you wouldn't buy it. You lying. So I'm like, I got joints and I got other books over there. So yeah, y'all be thinking I'm lying. You know, I'm for real about this hip hop thing. This is what I've done. This is years and years of at the store, at Tower Records, at Best Buy, at Circuit City, at mom and pop shops. Shouts out to Hegwish. You know, at Gramophones, at Secondhand Tunes, Dr. Wax, all these spots, like every Tuesday. Back when joints used to come out on Tuesday, every Tuesday, buying CDs, tapes, vinyl. And this is how we get down. And I'm telling y'all, we got much, much more to go. All right, y'all.